Hello YouTube, it is May 25th and I just got back from Sci-Fi on the Rock 8. So this is his 8-year running. It's an annual convention that takes place in St. John's, Newfoundland, typically at the Holiday Inn. Usually it's, run pretty good. I went last year and I had a lot of fun last year. I went this year, again, dressed up as you can probably tell. This is my typical Sunday outfit. But I went for the costume contest, which is probably the biggest draw for it, because a lot of people, do some really crazy work with costumes. I never got to enter the costume contest, because by the time I got there, it was closed for people to sign up for, but I did go as Zatanna from the DC Comics, and I had a few people mention that they're pretty big fans, and my costume was pretty good, and that I got a couple pictures taken, so that was pretty nice. A couple people like, you're Zatanna, can I get your picture? So that was nice to get the recognition. Only problem I have with the convention is I feel like this year it was very poorly planned and very poorly produced, unfortunately. I have a lot of gripes with it, actually, in all honesty. Like last year, I went, and they had Sandbox Gaming downstairs in this big room. Half of them was put for games, so people could pick up a system and start playing with a bunch of their friends or random competitors. They also had some tournaments on the go, which was very nice, but they had the whole back room set up for that. That gave them enough room to work with, and they also had people in that same room doing it's the St. John boards game kind of people. I don't know what the deal is with that specifically, but they're a group of people to get together and play tabletop games often. So they were downstairs last year. This year they had Sandbox Gaming put up in a hotel room, crammed together. They had about 20 people or so in this hotel room that's not meant for 20 people. There was not enough room to move in there. They also had the board games people shoved in a random corner. That's what they did with a lot of people this year. You go to a random corner that's very obscure and out of the way, and you'd find someone there doing something. So I thought that was a very unfortunate for those people. They should have that managed better. The other couple issues I had with it was they didn't have as many good workshops this year. I thought, at least, as they did last year. But the costume contest, I had a big problem with it this year. The person making the announcements, he can't pronounce names or characters. And I feel like it's a little disrespectful to the people who put a lot of time and effort into making these costumes. I mean, there's a guy there who put about 80 hours of work and $200 into his Cyberman costume, and it was a really good costume. But, you call out, we need this person on stage, they're this from this, and, if you can't pronounce that, it's a little disrespectful to the person who put a lot of time and effort into that. Another thing that happened, too, which I was very, very upset about, there was, you're supposed to, let's come to the door, walk down a catwalk kind of thing, and then go over to the judges, pose for them, and then go out, right? Biggest problem with that is that there's a group of 3 people, that did a group costume, walked down the catwalk, came up, and they started walking away from the judges. So the announcer sat there and he's like, "Wait, you, no, come back. No, don't treat people like they're dogs." That was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen happen at a convention like that. I don't know how many other people made a big deal about it, but I mean, I've been with a lot like that at work before, and it's not a nice feeling, you want to treat people like they're humans, not pets. And the costume contest, they get a lot of money from the people coming in, the people who just come to the convention. It's $20 a person per day, and it's a 3-day thing. And I get that you have to get, guest speakers in, you have to, host a bunch of stuff. But the prizes they gave away for the biggest part of the day, the costume contest, were disgusting. It was they gave away a $20 gift certificate to the person in second place. In the novice division, okay, this is the novice division, they gave a $20 gift certificate to the person in second. The person who won the novice division got a $100 gift certificate. The person who won the journeyman competition. That was a smaller competition. There's only like so many people in Journeyman because you have to win a year prior to become a Journeyman. They only got a $50 gift certificate. So I get that there's more people, you know, participating in Novice, but these Journeymen, you know, they've won before. They've put in a lot more effort to the costumes. It's usually more intricate. And for them to get a smaller prize than someone who's entering for the first time as a novice, you know, that's... I didn't like that either. I didn't agree with that either. Another major issue I had with it was the space that you're put in. They had about a third of the people who wanted to watch the costume contest in the actual room. 2/3 of the people that came for today had to stay outside in the hallways, and you know they told the people in the costumes to walk around the hallway so everyone can see them, but that's not very fair. You know, they definitely need a bigger venue, especially for next year, where it keeps growing, you know. But yes, I was very, very, very disappointed with the costume contest this year. Not the costumes. The costumes were really good. Like there's the guy dressed as Cyberman, there's a guy dressed as Megatron, and these are all like handmade costumes. And there's a Mrs. who did a Silent Hill nurse, and as she gets up on stage and she starts doing the like weird movements and stuff and like really selling the character, and that was done beautifully. But yeah, no, they didn't. I didn't, like I said, didn't really appreciate how poorly it was ran, and how I feel like they were very disrespectful to the people who entered the contest, where the guy couldn't even pronounce their characters right, couldn't even pronounce their like names. You know, never. They were so poorly organized, like they didn't, I guess they didn't tell all the contestants that they had to go down the catwalk and over to the judges. They might have, but I mean there's a few people who missed that part. Yeah, it was just a little poor in general, unfortunately. And usually that's the most exciting part. And the fact that they couldn't even fit all the people in the room, like what is that? I mean, you figure they definitely need a bigger venue. Like they do the convention center downtown instead, might be a good idea. But yeah, so unfortunately I was a little disappointed with it this year. Was not nearly as fun as last year, but you know, it was still okay. I don't want to say it was a waste of a day or anything. It's just it would have been nice to see it run smoother, better direction, better planning. Probably not shove a bunch of people into random rooms like a hotel room. You know, if you have people coming to the convention and they have, you know, like we want a booth, you know, give them a booth. Don't stick them in a hotel room or in an obscure corner. Stuff like little stuff like that they really need to tweak. They really need a bigger space. They really need a lot better planning. But that's my little rant for the day. I will go have some studying to do, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, YouTube.